I know most of you are fans of offline games who are looking for an open world game genre. Our team made the best one for you to play, and as usual, we will make the most worthy game offline to play on Android and iOS. Remember to like this video and please enjoy the video of Top 10 Android Open World Offline Games, Best Graphic Offline Open World Games. Gangs Fighter Vice Island. This is a perfect example of what offline games should be. The developer are really kind to give a free of weapons without pushing the player towards the edge. Even we can easily get the gun just by killing a random NPC. Surely it has a similarity with the GTA game, by the gameplay and how the mechanism looks. Driving a vehicle freely and hitting the police while driving a car is possible. Once you make a chaos, the more police will come to approaching you and it will become a problem. The navigation control is absolutely amazing. We can hit the enemy while moving. As an open world offline game, I would like to say if this game is run amazingly on low to mid phone spec. Even the game size is super small, about 140 MB in total. Surprisingly, we have a great attention to detail, especially when we hit the power pole and also how the other NPC will be frightened and run away when we use our gun to shot. Such a great idea and innovation. It's available on Play Store now and it gets such a high rating and has been downloaded over 500,000 players. ARK Ultimate Mobile Edition. You don't have to think about getting this game right now because it's pretty amazing in general of aspect. The graphics are absolutely perfection, even the gameplay is the next level. I'm pretty sure you will not believe it if this game is playable offline. Because the game's quality is beyond the other offline game, it has a huge open world and the player can experience so many realistic movement, action and lots of features. Such as, combat looks so realistic because every Dinos will have a different characteristic. For example, the dinosaurs will have an aggressive behavior to approach us, even if they are able to swim into the water. I would really appreciate how they turn the game with a great attention to detail. The shadow, the sun glare is perfectly showing the real time. We should keep surviving by crafting different equipment and tools to increase the endurance and strength. Always try to keep yourself more ready before coming closer to the dinos. Trial of Mana. This game is made by the most popular games company from Japan, which is Square Enix. I am sure everyone knows their main successor game. Yes, it's a Final Fantasy. That's why this game has a similarity about the game's graphic and how the concept is focusing on the storyline. With a lot of scenes, conversation will show up. But if you are a casual player and just want to enjoy the gameplay without having a concern on storyline, then you can skip it at all and just see the hint on the world map to know where we should go. It has an open world concept. Coming closer to the enemy will start the combat easily. There are 4 main actions we should learn to do, which is the basic attack, heavy damage by holding down the button for a few seconds, dash button to avoid the incoming attack, and also jumping to reach a higher obstacle. As a premium, it will show us a perfect gameplay and visual. That's why the game size will reach more than 5 GB in total. Psycho World. As an offline game, this game has a very high potential to become the most played open world game. The game is quite similar with Palworld Mobile. Taming a pet and capture the monster to become our allies is possible. Unfortunately, the capture rate is pretty low and we don't have any chance on collecting them if their HP is not low enough. Before the game started, there is an option to select a different difficulty level, but still the monster level is way too high. Their defense and durability is unbelievable. As an action game and survival-based game, it will push the player to craft a new thing through it. Unfortunately, the developers are not giving a short tutorial about how to start playing. To start the journey, some tools and weapons are available to use freely, but it can be broken once the durability of a certain equipment is run out, so we should use it wisely on the right timing. Marunit. This game looks so gorgeous in art style even if it doesn't have a high graphic at all, but the visual is enough to attract the player to play. Survival is the main base on what we should play. We'll start with nothing. Luckily the tutorial is well showing how we can survive in this world. There is a lot of things we can do to speed up the progress by making a base camp, cooking, and focusing on the life indicator. The energy, food, and water is really important to keep you alive. Basically, all of the resources needed is pretty easy to get around us. We just need to go around and collect everything that is placed on the ground. The pickup icon will be used frequently. Some weapons are available to craft like a bow, javelin, and even you can throw a stone to the target. Some monsters will have an aggressive move like a crocodile and also wolf. So make sure you have a good radius distance from them. Best open world offline game mobile. Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm. Finally, we have one of the best Naruto games on mobile. Even the developer make it as an offline game. I can see how serious they try to develop it. So good in graphic, gameplay, and how the game really represents the actual anime we know from the series. The skill showcases the character design and how the voiceover is absolutely the same. Well done, Dev. As an open world game fan, I highly recommend you all to play it. We can explore the hidden village to grab some items by destroying a certain object. Exploring the world by a help from your clone jutsu will let you throw higher and reach a higher destiny. Accept as many quests as you can by asking the NPC along the village. I love how busy the villagers looks. The number is enough to make the area look so alive. The game's combat mechanism is 1 versus 1, but we can get some help from the other allies, summon them to give a support attack. Absolutely, I love this series, even if you need to get through premium, but it's totally worth playing. American's Marksman. This game will give you a new game experience of hunting, even though it seems like a virtual and simulation game of how to hunt the animals. The sound of our step and how breath seems so unreal and real. It absolutely represents the actual feeling of what we should do when we try to get the animal from a specific distance. Once the animal knows and notices your presence, then he will run away and we should try to use the scopes to see you from a further distance. So it needs a strategy to approach them and get the right timing to hit. There are 4 different areas that will have a different animal. Each of the animals will have a different behavior, acceleration, and different top speed as well. We can sell the meat to get a new weapon. Each of the gun will have a different characteristic of how fast the fire rate is, and how strong the power is in one hit. With less than 200 MB size, you can play the game in ultra graphic setting. The world is absolutely so wide, seriously. After that day, this game has a huge potential as an offline game. Look at how the graphics are. Unfortunately, the game is a leak of a storyline. Even we will not get any single tutorial to let us know about the main thing we should do. The main gameplay is survival games, but we don't have any chance to build up our equipment, so we should try to find the goods around the camp through visiting it. Collect the best items you can hold because we don't have enough spare space to hold many items. Along the game, we will find so many aggressive zombies who will always notice our presence from a further area. The game's combat mechanism is absolutely good. We can attack the zombie while moving the hero. Making a good distance will be the best way to save your life. There is a sword and gun. You can use it to kill the zombie. Unfortunately, the ammo is pretty difficult to get, so a melee combat will be the best weapon we should use. Anyway, try to find a vehicle to hit the enemy and do an instant kill. This is the most effective way to clear the area. Best offline open world game for Android. SpongeBob Squarepants BFBB. This game can be played on so many platforms, which are on mobile, Nintendo Switch, and PS5. You will get the actual voiceover from the movie, which means it will give you the fun vibes and satisfaction gameplay. The music is well represented. I'm sure the music will be a mood booster. The main gameplay is an adventure, but we'll do it in an open world, collecting a golden spatula to open up the new way. The more spatula you have, that means the wider of the area we can explore. If you are a newbie, surely you can play it, but once it goes to mid-game to late game, then the gameplay is getting difficult, because we need to solve so many different puzzles. If you don't understand the pattern, I'm sure you will get stuck and can't continue the journey because it was happening to me. The boss fight is my main highlight of how we should try to kill the boss, because it needs a different pattern to win the game in advance. This game has a cinematic graphic and stable visual. Surely you will love to play it all day long with your family. Best open world offline game Android and iOS. White Flame: The Hunter. This is the new sequel of White Flame with so much progress and improvement. I will declare if the developer successfully give the new game into the next level. We'll play as a young man who's looking for his good leader. It was a long journey to reach that destination. Along the way, we'll meet so many goblins with a high level. I used to play fighting each enemy I have faced before, but only in this game I didn't do it. I only focusing on avoiding the enemies because their level is way too high than ours. We can easily obtain some equipment through looting after killing the monster or opening the treasure chest. The game lets the player to build up his own hero based on the status point to level up. Honestly, it's quite good in graphic because I feel like my pony is getting hitter even faster. I hope the developer will optimize it to be able to play on any device's level. Bonus: Monster Hunter Adventure. This game will never end even if it's becoming the longest game to exist on mobile. I'm sure every mobile player has ever played it at least one time. The gameplay is absolutely interesting because we need to use a strategy of 3 main bases like power, speed, and technique. Once we understand the characteristic of the monster, then we can easily beat them off. It's an open world game, but we will not explore by ourselves. We will have an ally who's fight side by side. If you love to play a Monster Hunter games, of course, this game will be the best genre you should play on mobile. Remember to like this video and also request for our next content. See you on the next video. Thanks.